We constantly need to talk about money, but we villainize it. That doesn't actually mean that you are doing a service to it. You are literally disfavoring yourself with your words, with your thoughts, with the things that you're posting. This is Mindset by Natalia, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because we are finally talking about money. Money is one of those topics I've been waiting to talk about. I've been waiting to feel inspired to actually make videos about it, but there is so much to say. This is one of the biggest things that I will say humanity struggles with, is talking about scarcity, abundance, and of course, when we talk about those things in our world, we have to talk about money. What is money? What is money? Is it a number on a screen? Is it cash? Is it paper? Is it gold? What is money? Money is simply a symbol. Money symbolizes value. It is not value itself. When we look at our bank accounts, we look at the number on our credit card, we look at the limits we have, we look at our net worth. All of these things are just a symbol, okay? And the symbol that it's representing is value. The only reason that paper money and the stock market and any of these things function is because we have given it its value. When you think about it, like historically, it was not who has the most paper, like paper money. It was all about who has the bricks of gold, who has, what is it that we've always searched for in humanity? The rare things, the diamond. What is it about the diamond that everyone loves? The fact that it's rare, the fact that not everyone gets to have it. But this is such a misconception because that means that somewhere across humanity, we have given value to things just because they were rare, right? Which means that we aren't actually focused on the abundance that God in the universe has naturally given our world, our planet, our universe. These things of scarcity, not having enough, poverty, they are misconceptions that have come and have truly done so much damage to the world. We've built whole cultures and governments around them. But the truth is that everyone is capable of having abundance. It is not a game of there isn't enough, who's gonna get a cut of the pie. You get to make your own pie. You get to have as much money, as much wealth as you desire. Money is always exchanged for something else. That's why I tell you guys, you need to be grateful for anything that you're trading money for, because if you are giving money to something, you are giving it energy. And by laws of nature, anything that you give, you have to receive. So anytime that you pay your grocery bill, anytime that you even gift a friend something, you are gaining something in return. You're gaining nutritious food. You are gaining a better friendship bond between your friends, someone that can feel seen when they're around you. Money simply exchanges, because what is money actually? Just like every other particle in the universe, it is energy. In the quantum physics video, I was talking about this, about how everything comes down to being energy. So money is just energy exchanging with something else, trading value for value. When do you get paid as an employee? You get paid when you do a certain service that is valued by your boss. When you stop the circulation of money, you are literally cutting off its oxygen. And what happens when things don't have oxygen? They die. They literally pass on. They cannot exist anymore. Think about money as a person in this sense. So again, you are cutting off its oxygen supply because the only thing that keeps it alive is its circulation, its freedom. If you were with a partner that was super aggressive, super oppressive, very jealous, always wanted you to just be by them, be by their hand, do everything for them, how trapped would you feel with a person like that? We see these examples every single day. Why is it that we choose to have loving partners? It's because we want the freedom of being able to say, I can choose to walk away at any time, but I choose to stay here because I love what I receive. I love the love that we hold in our relationship. Any time that someone is in a relationship that is just suffocating them, they want out, right? They are going to run as fast as possible when they're able to get out of that situation. So think about money in the exact same way. When you hoard your money, when you look at your bank account and you say, I have to lower my bills, I can't spend anymore, The only thing that you're doing it is keeping it in a closed bubble, and that makes it go bananas. Money, people, nothing wants to be locked up in a sense where it doesn't feel like it has the freedom to roam and explore the world. So that's why we see so many people that are millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires. The reason that they accumulate so much more money in such an easy fashion is because their money is always circulating. At the end of the day, people's net worth is different than the cash that they actually have available to them. Not a lot of things are like actual value that you can hold anymore. A lot of it is just a numbers game. There's people on the extremes of one of the deadly sins, greed, and then there's people on the other extreme that hate and detest money. Let's break both of these down. The person that looks for greed, even though they may have a lot of money, riches, wealth, status, whatever it might be, that person is still living in scarcity. Do not confuse greed with wealth. Someone that is on, again, the extreme is also going to manifest that lack because they feel like they have to take more because there isn't enough. People that genuinely are able to accumulate wealth are people that know that if it goes out, it'll come back. They have faith, they have certainty. They don't have really attachment to it. It's a very free-flowing relationship. Everything you put out, you get back. So maybe you're seeing that person right now. Maybe their life will look completely different 10 years from now. Let's talk about the other extreme, people that hate money. People that see money as the root of all evil. People that have villainized money, that say if you have money, you can't be a good person. If you have money, you aren't going to pay your taxes, or you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that. So much hatred has come upon people that have money. And that's the thing is, yeah, maybe you're not liking the person that has money, the person that's wealthy, but at the end of the day, what are you actually disrespecting? It's the money itself. Something that is not innately good and is not innately bad. It is neutral, and the way that we use it, our actions, are what give it that different level of vibration. I'm not even gonna say like what makes it good or bad, because the world is not split into black and white. It's really not. Most of it is somewhere in the gray. People that think that they need to hate money are also the people that are living in scarcity. People that live in scarcity because they think that if they try to reach for a certain amount, if they try to make their lives better, do something with it, donate it, whatever it is that you want to do with your money, they think that it can't happen because they think that money is innately unworthy, unreliable, bad, you know? So how can any of these people actually come to have money? They're not going to. At the end of the day, you are saying, by putting so much energy on hating money, you're saying that it's so important, but you are not going to have it. That is literally what you're saying. It is so important. You see that it's so valuable that we need to talk about it in every news article, in every newspaper, in every conversation that you have with your friends or your family. We constantly need to talk about money, but we villainize it. That doesn't actually mean that you are doing a service to it. You are literally disfavoring yourself with your words, with your thoughts, with the things that you're posting. We need to start reevaluating the things that we give our focus to. And if we want something, we should put more focus into it. Think about if there was one person in the world that existed and everyone constantly was talking about them, but was constantly telling them how bad they were, constantly blaming other people for being friends with them, constantly using them, abusing them, talking badly about them, saying that they're dirty, saying that they're gross. How do you feel like that person would feel? They would feel so ashamed, sorrowful, sad. They would feel so much pressure. And we see this in celebrities. Think of celebrities that have gone completely off of the grid because they could not take the hate anymore that people imposed upon them. So money is an energetic form of exchange, which means that it's not a person. It's not going to go off the grid. But these are the feelings that money must be carrying. And if you choose to view money like this is how it's going to show up in your life. It's going to be scarce. It's going to be scared of you. It's going to want to run away from you. You are literally verbally abusing it and speaking of it as though it's such a terrible thing. How does money feel in your life? Does it feel scared to be around you? Does it feel like it's not good enough? Does it feel like it can't trust you because you don't know if one day you're gonna love it and the next day you're gonna hate it? Think about these things. Genuinely, when you think about money as a person and think about the feelings and thoughts that it must hold, that is exactly what's going on in reality. It's all just on an energetic field. So just because we can't see it with these limited senses that we've been given, we don't know how much all of this actually makes our world turn. That's another big thing I learned about money, was having to love money unconditionally. Just like if you had a partner, right? You would want your partner to pick you up and support you and be like, I know that this isn't forever. This is what's happening right now, but I'm here to support you. At the end of the day, money wants to be loved. You want to be loved. I want to be loved. God wants to be loved. Everything in this world wants to be loved, appreciated, seen, cared for, loved unconditionally. That is what everything is searching for. And that's the thing, we have that. We were, like I've said 100 times, we are born innately worthy of all of our desires. Everything that we desire is not just a coincidence. It's not an idea. It's because God literally has intended it for you to be like that. Everything that you don't know if you're worthy of, if you can have, if that's too much, if I have this much, then that means I take away from that person. That is such pure anxiety and scarcity around things. And we know that the universe is not scarce. The fact that we breathe, the fact that we see every little insect, every little plant that we see God's abundance. Here's a thought. Have you ever just looked up at a tree and started to count the leaves on the tree? Literally, just count them. Think about it. Think about counting all of the leaves on a tree. How many leaves would be on there? That is your limit. We are limitless. There is no cutoff. There is no, well, I want this much, but how am I going to get it? There's not. We are pure abundance. That's the thing. Not only do we have abundance, we are abundance. That is an affirmation I say all the time. I am abundance. If you are one with God, one with the universe, you are everly abundant, just like God is. If God created all of the abundance that we see around us, you are part of that too. Here is your challenge for this week. You are going to write a letter to money. I want you to write this like pen and paper and a sheet. You're just gonna do one page. I know we could talk and we could write maybe 5,000 bucks around money and how it affects our lives and what we think of it. But for this exercise, just do one page. You're gonna title it Dear Money, and you're just gonna write everything that comes up. You are going to write the ways in which it's made you feel scarce. Talk about the ways in which, why haven't you come into my life? Why do I feel like you're not enough? And then talk about it from the other perspective. I'm so sorry that I haven't appreciated you. I'm so sorry that I haven't seen you. I'm sorry that you feel like I've been suffocating you because I've just wanted to keep you and hug you, when your natural way of being is to be ever-flowing, to be abundant, to be free. That is truly what your abundant nature is. So I'm sorry if I have been keeping that from you without even knowing it. Just sit with that for a bit. It's going to bring so much more awareness in your personal life of the things that you've been taking for granted that money has just been doing automatically for you, and you just don't even stop to say thank you sometimes. Thank yous, appreciation, all these things are so high in vibration. And when we talk about wanting more money, wanting all of our desires, what is it? It is aligning yourself to that high vibration. And gratitude and unconditional love is how we get to that higher form of vibration. Money is something I feel really called to talking about. Please down below let me know your thoughts as to different money topics that you want me to cover or talk about. Just again, different forms and setting our mindsets in different ways, shifting our mindsets, right? I'm so passionate about this topic. I think that there are so many misconceptions in our world about how money works, what it actually means, what abundance is, what scarcity is. And honestly, over years and years, we've just developed these habits of thinking that there's not enough, and poverty, if someone needs to be poor, that means someone else needs to be rich. We have just qualified ourselves on such a superficial level when we are such multifaceted beings. This is truly such an expansive universe, and the things that we know are like 1% of what is actually real. Thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate you. And if you were able to take something from this video, go you, because the fact that I was able to teach you something is amazing for me. It literally fills my heart to do these kinds of videos. And if you take something away from this, you are going to ripple it to someone else, and they're going to ripple it. And before you know it, we have already started to create such a higher vibration, and that is what I truly believe that this world needs. With all that being said, I'll see you next week. Bye!